Ladies and germs, welcome back to the Biz and Dares podcast. As always, the guillotine with some headphones on. Rambo, the Tower Power, and the John Wick of Whitetail is joining us again for this open day of firearms here in Maryland. Gentlemen, how we doing?
I'm just fucking raw dog in life, dude. What do you want me to say?
Living your best life.
Not tonight.
No,
Or this morning.
So for our listeners who listened to our last podcast, I'm going to give you guys a update. We were intending to record tonight from Buckland's Deer Processing and Rising Sun. However, when we got there, we're talking to them. Great people, salt to the earth. They told us that in all their time there,
21 years,
this is the slowest opening day of rifle they've ever had.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we were kind of hoping, our idea was to hang out there, talk to people that are coming in, bringing their deer in to get processed. We were going to try to hand out some stuff, do maybe some raffle. We're going to pay for the biggest buck. We're going to have their we're going to pay to get their deer butchered.
basic cut only.
Don't get ridiculous.
No fancy shit.
No sausage. But yeah, so we're planning to do that, and it wasn't the night to do it. So we're going to try tomorrow. We're going to see how things are.
And if not, 12 deer all day.
All day.
Which Sarges did 6.
Yeah. So it's and what's really interesting about that is a butcher shop is probably the best metric of which that you can judge weather and deer movement or deer kills. Mm-hmm. So they can literally tell you, all right, when it's windy like this, which it has been here,
you ain't seeing nothing.
You're not there. They see almost nothing in there. They said rain has almost no effect. So like it's interesting, these things, because that will tell you when certain weather scenarios are worth sitting and when they're not. So I thought that was really fascinating, and we've got a lot of questions for them, and so hopefully tomorrow things will pick up there and we'll go. If not, it'll be next weekend, but we're going to make it happen sometime during the rifle season. We're going to go there and we're going to get to talk to these people, and we'll have a lot of cool shit to talk about. So
it just figures the one time we were going to go there and we had all these plans, and it was the shits.
Well, I got a question for you, 3 experienced hunters. Let's start off with a question. So all the research I've done over the past 2 or 3 years, they say they've done studies on windy days. Deer move more. Do you think they move more and don't stick to the normal pattern?
No.
Or do you think they just don't move as much?
Apparently they don't move at all.
Well, yeah. According to Buckland's, which is I think the oldest deer processor, and she's kind of still running. And like you said, they've been running for over 20 years. They'll tell you straight up, windy days are terrible. So I thought that was really interesting, because I've always been like, it's windy, I might see a little less movement, but as long as it's a steady wind and it's not like flipping all over the place, I'll still go. You know what I mean? Because what I'm more concerned about is if the wind is flipping back and forth and could be blowing a direction that I don't want it to. But they're saying that whenever it's windy like this, whenever the winds are high winds, uncharacteristic for the area, higher than normal, the amount of deer that get dropped off plummet. So I thought that changes the way that I will hunt in the future.
Yeah.
But normally, I'd say, yeah, if it's real windy, I will go out less. I'm less likely to go out. If it's a super windy night and the temperature is not real good, I'll probably just stay home. That's how I've been in the past. But now I'm almost definitely gonna stay home now.
Stay home and jag off.
Well, Kevin had fucking luck on a windy day.
Well, that's the thing. I think there's like pockets too. So like, say one spot might be fine. Like maybe it's sheltered from the wind, or I don't know. Kevin, what was up with your spot? Tell us.
You gotta go where they can get down in a valley and not that, and it's wide open and there's no leaves. There's no leaves to flicker and a bunch of movement. The limbs start moving and stuff like that. They get on edge. They'll just roll out on you.
So you think basically all the movement throws them off just as much as the wind.
Yeah, like I said, you have all the limbs and everything going on. I noticed that when they come in like that and it's high wind, they're going to be on edge.
Yeah, see, that's something I never really thought about.
Yeah.
Is the fact that everything's moving and they see movement. Like, that's the way they're...
Oh,
You know what I mean? Movement's a big thing for deer. Like, they don't see too well, but they see movement good.
You got to get in somewhere that's sheltered.
Excuse me.
down in the holler.
Yeah, that's what I did tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
Pretty fucking good. Pretty good. Killed me 4 does tonight.
Hell yeah.
So
4 fucking does.
yeah.
Ronsky, how do you feel about that?
I want to punch him square in his face.
Me too.
Yeah, I think Kevin might be getting jumped.
I'll let the first 2 walk.
Phew. 4 does. How many deer did you see?
7-ish at least.
And what were you shooting them with?
6.5 Creedmoor.
Ooh. How do you feel about that round?
I'd sleep with that thing, but I'm scared the wife would kick it and knock the scope off. I'd have to put a pillow in between us.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that thing.
So 4 does. Tell us all about it. I want to hear what went down here tonight.
All right, sitting in the stand, and it's a piece of property that's been reclaimed. So you got a big berm that goes up that's graded off like a 2-to-1 slope.
What's reclaimed for the people?
The company mined it, and then they came in and flattened it all out and put topsoil down and let grass grow in there. And then I went in there and mowed me a big old patch.
Hell yeah.
They would come over it and then start to come down the slope, and then they were just like side working the slope, and then would get into the tall grass where I didn't mow before, and they just used that for cover. The first 2 did, and then the 4 that I wound up shooting on, they just stayed on that side hill.
Mm-hmm.
So 6.5 put in its work.
So what, you shot one, the rest of them just sat there and looked at
I
you?
shot one,
You need a lighter?
and it kind of went uphill and then rolled down. There was another one standing there. I'd power jack that one too. And then I'm sitting there and put another couple bullets in the clip, and then here come 2 more, and I just couldn't resist myself. I couldn't do it.
Dude, I don't blame you. Whatever was gonna walk by tonight, I was gonna shoot, but
2 of them got shot twice because
hell
I didn't
yeah,
want them
double
to.
tap.
I didn't want to chase them down the down slope of the hill. So 2 of them got double tapped.
I don't mind a double tap. Let me see that.
No, you want this?
I can't believe you guys didn't see anything.
Not a damn thing.
Nothing
I did
this
tonight.
morning. Well, then get into
Tell us
it.
what you saw.
Yeah, well, what?
So,
So hold on. You guys went.
well,
You
yeah.
guys went
let's-
down to
let's
Millington.
recap.
How did that go?
So,
I know you
didn't go.
You guys said you didn't see nothing, but I mean, like,
so you want to talk about last night and then this morning?
Well, I took Runsky in to an old honey hole of mine, Millington Public Land. And 20 years ago, you couldn't get a fucking parking spot in this place opening day of firearm season. And apparently that's just completely changed. There was 6 trucks there this morning?
Maybe.
Yeah. So I don't know if they know something we don't know.
Is that shotgun only, or
Yeah.
that's how
It's
that
Kent
works?
County, yeah. We went back there, seen all of the sign.
Thick trails.
Thick trails, rubs, scrapes, tracks, everything. We went there last night, just kind of set up for this morning. We were hunting, but we weren't really like serious about it. Went back this morning, got in there early. God, what time did we get up in the stand?
Shit.
Like 5.
5. I was up and ready at 5.
And because I was waiting for someone to walk in under us and have to shine my flashlight at them.
Me
but
too. There was markers all over the trees. We're like, all right, so there's gonna be someone coming back in this motherfucker.
yeah,
Be ready.
every time I've gone there open day of firearm season, I've always had to do that, chase people out of there. But it just didn't happen today, and we didn't see anything. We heard the last shot at what, 7:45?
Yeah. I think it was 7:30.
Yeah,
It was 7:30. Last shot.
and we didn't hear any shots on the public land itself. We heard shots on private land surrounding, but none on the land.
What time did you guys get down,
9:30.
Seth?
well, I mean, public land. You're probably better off sitting a little longer, like them hours between 10 and 2.
There was nobody there.
So it's also cold as a son of a
It
bitch
was,
this
yeah,
morning.
Wind. I mean, if there was more people there and we were hearing more shots on the property, we would have stayed.
We were almost wanting a couple shots to ring off.
That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping to
Shake 'em up a little bit.
The parking lot would be full. People be walking around,
It
shooting.
was brutally cold, though. I mean, it was fucking cold this
I
morning.
was fine. I could have stayed another 3 hours, but I was just fed up.
Well, I just mean that what Kevin's getting at is that sometimes I'll come back to bed a lot later. But, I mean, I think what we had today was just straight up fucking misery. It was just shitty wind.
I think they laid all day.
Yeah.
They're up right now, probably.
I really find it blows my mind. I never really thought about the movement factor of wind. I mean, you just fucking that just clicked when you said that. That makes so much sense because not only the deer, their sight, they rely primarily on movement for seeing movement.
So what do you do if you're a deer and you see all this shit moving around and you see a 300-pound man sitting in a tree that's not fucking moving? Does that make you stick out even more?
Probably.
Or does the deer? Do they feel less safe to move because everything's moving, so they can't?
You can't.
It's like sensory overload. They can't pick out a predator moving because everything's
You
moving,
can't hear anything either.
and then they can't hear anything,
You're just relying on scent. It's the only thing that you have.
and that's sporadic. So they're smelling shit from all over because the wind's so fast.
Shout
So
out
it's-
to Ozonics.
It's just it's just a fucking nightmare. How well is that ozonics working in that high ass wind too? I mean, it's blowing that shit right past you.
I sat in the tree last Sunday, wind blowing, and I had 7 deer within 10 yards of me with that thing blowing. You could see them big mamas. So good luck with that. Good luck with that sniffer, old girl. You might as well put that bitch down and start eating daddy's corn because it ain't happening. Same thing Wednesday night. Sitting in there, decent wind. 4 of them come right out. Nope. Keep trying.
Was the wind blowing at them?
The wind was blowing from my left to my right, and they came out to my right underneath me.
And they didn't wind you?
Nope.
Damn.
Huh. Do you think you got them just trained to your scent? Because you're in there a lot, right?
No, this was Sunday, Wednesday was the first time hunting these 2 new stands.
Oh, okay.
First time we put them up Saturday, and I hunted one Sunday and hunted one Wednesday.
So it's a new spot.
Yeah,
How many acres?
40.
Oh, they got a back 40. That's nice. So has that been hunted at all this year?
I have no idea. I'm sure that you had some people sneaking in there, but I didn't see any stands or anything like that.
Well, that's like, man,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful thing.
Yes, very beautiful.
I went out. Let me see here. I went out this morning, and
Public or
private. I
Private.
went to Port Deposit, Maryland, a private spot, and where I went, it was perfect because where the buck's bed, we had a northwest wind, and the wind was blowing perfect. It was like this catty corner, so that theoretically bucks could have came out of the bed, or does, whatever. I was gonna shoot anything.
hell yeah.
And they would have had it slightly in their face, but I sat like to the far corner of this wooded parcel so that my wind was blowing out into the field, and the deer could still come out and have the wind in their face. So it's like it's ideal how I like to set up, and that's really the only time I'll set up there is if I have this wind direction. So I was pumped about it. I was like, hell yeah, got in there early. And I know Port gets blown to smithereens every time rifle comes around, so I'm just expecting World War III in there. And I sat there, and I didn't see a whole lot. In the morning, I see in some low light, I seen a fawn. She was about 40 yards, 50 yards maybe from me. I was like, okay, all right, the action's picking up. I heard a rifle crack off a couple hundred yards away. I'm like, here we go. And it's
Bye, Fawn. It was nice knowing you.
it just, then nothing happened for a while. And I didn't see nothing, didn't hear nothing. A little while longer, I heard another crack. And I sat there for a little while longer. And I had to go home. I had my kids this morning, and I only had a sitter till like, I don't know, 9 o'clock this morning, so I had to skedaddle out of there relatively early. But yeah, all morning I heard 2 shots and seen 1 deer.
You didn't miss much this morning.
No.
No.
God, no. Ugh. So how was your afternoon, Runsky? You decided to bow hunt.
Action-packed, yeah. So my thought process
Started the what?
Yeah. So, well, here's the deal. So my thought process was opening day of rifle, everyone's going to be rifle hunting. And I was right. I was the only person on Rogues Harbor, the whole fucking property to myself. And I normally hunt on top of a ridge, like flattens out, and they'll work their way through sometimes grazing. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go off the backside of this ridge where you killed your buck. It flattens out. You get over the ridge. There's, what is it, like a 50-yard window maybe? And then it opens up to the backside of residential. Really opens up.
Yeah.
You can literally see the hunting permitted sign and the no hunting permitted sign. And I guess they bed on the backside of that residential side. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting on the opposite side of that road, that old gravel road that's out of commission. And I'm set up. 440. I see something small. I'm like, God damn, there ain't no way that's a fucking deer. Pull my fucking rangefinder. It's a fawn on the outside of a briar bush at 36 yards. And that motherfucker came in. And it's funny you say that because I was on the backside of a ridge where it flattens out and it opens up.
Hello, delicious.
And it came in, alert, head up. I'm just watching it through my fucking rangefinder, just like a fucking movie. Head up, man. Put its head down for a second, head back up. Working the wind. I said, "There's no fucking way this fawn's alone." Was my thought. There's no fucking way. So I watch this fawn for about 5 minutes behind this briar bush. I would have taken the shot. Let me get that out of the way. I would have taken the shot. No shot to be taken. So I'm like, I'm gonna give it a minute. Maybe it'll work its way the fuck into me a little bit here. I can execute a decent shot.
I'm listening, Rusky.
So this fawn works its way about halfway up the ridge, and I see more movement. 3 fucking does.
Yeah.
About 45 yards. I'm like, here we fucking go. They're going to work their way up this ridge. I'll be able to get a shot on them where I normally set up. They went halfway up the ridge, turned around, and went right back towards their bedding area.
Wow. Huh. They're probably testing the wind out there.
Didn't win me. Just casually, they walked halfway up the ridge, turned around, and walked right back out the way they came in. Right back towards the residential community.
Well, son of a gun.
That's where they're all at.
But they are there, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because normally, like I said, I've been sitting on the top of that ridge, which is a good, like, early, like when they first open rogues is a good spot because they'll actually work their way up the ridge and graze up there on the top. They went halfway up, turned around, right back out.
That's crazy.
Can you use a gun at Rogues?
No.
It's a bow only.
But, man, it was a good sit.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I know they're there.
Yeah. And that's what I think now with pressure, they're going to be reluctant to come onto that public property. But if you sit there at last light, you'll catch them coming in, but they're going to wait till last minute before they come in.
I had a doe stop on the non-hunting, hunting not permitted side at 50 yards. I ranged her.
Send it.
Yep.
I ranged her. Well, now, my thought process was that's a piece of property that I hunt frequently. If I fucking miss or they see me, I don't want to put any pressure on them. They're coming there. They're working that area. I didn't want to fucking fuck a shot up, have to go retrieve an arrow. No. I just fucking let them do their thing. Didn't have a shot, let them walk. It's a good spot. I'm going to leave it that way. So hopefully the next time I go sitting there next week, it'll be a good setup.
I think what you ought to do, Runsky, is with rifle going, like you're saying next week, I don't know if that's what you already had planned, but a lot of these bow-only properties, they're going to be nobody's touching them right now. And for the next week or two while rifle's in, everybody's going to be hunting elsewhere. So I'd let them chill for like a week. And then next week, go in there, and hopefully you'll see a lot more movement because they're not going to get nearly as much pressure.
Yeah, it's a good spot, though.
Yeah. That's a solid move.
I'd be in there tomorrow morning when the wind's 1 mile an hour, and I'd be in there letting shit fly.
Well, that's kind of what we're all hoping for is tomorrow being a lot better day. I mean, that's what they seem to think at the butcher. They seem to think they're really going to blow up in there tomorrow because the wind's dropping tremendously, and after all this wind blowing, the temperature's dropping. It should be a nice a really good day to be out there in the woods.
Yeah. We didn't see anything tonight. Me and Seth kind of sat. We were probably like 70 yards apart, and we were over top of a fucking feeder. We thought for sure we'd see something. Nothing.
Yeah, we were talking all that shit last week about how rarely we ever get skunked, too.
Yeah. This is the first time all year I've been skunked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't see anything. We got down like 15 minutes early and said, you know what, let's go walk the field edges. Maybe we can clap one on the field edge.
Yeah. Because we were...
Get a truck and roll the window down.
Light me a cigarette while you're at it.
Like, sometimes, you know, you're like, all right, I need to tough it out. I need to stay here. Like, we got a couple more minutes of light. But we're both in hang-on stands, so we can quickly climb down and get out of there. We're seeing nothing. There's shots being fired around us. Not a lot, but there was a couple. There was like 2. And we're seeing nothing. This feeder, they should have been there by now. And I look over at John, I text him, I'm like, dude, what do you think about climbing down and go running these field edges and seeing if we find something? So we're like, fuck it, let's get down. We did it. And I probably didn't even make it 50 yards down the field edge. And inside the woods to where they may have been going to our feeder, I jumped up like 10 deer.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see shit.
So that sucked. But I was like, all right, let me keep walking. I walked further down the field edge. I thought I seen a silhouette of a deer in the distance. And I fucking pull my scope up. I'm like, oh, I think that's a deer. And I move around to where I got a better angle. And then I bring my scope back up. And I'm looking. And there's just nothing fucking there. So
Just a log.
I don't know if it was my mind playing tricks on me or what. But
Everything looks like a deer when you're deer hunting.
yeah, when you're looking for a deer, everything looks like a fucking deer.
You're willing it to be a deer.
Mhm. Please.
When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
I didn't see anything. Walking the field edge is not a fucking thing. I didn't even see one run away. If I did, I was going to aim for the white and just fucking give her hell. I was pissed off.
What'd you guys take out?
30-06,
Oh,
boy.
yes.
Yeah, both of us took 30-06s, 180 grain bullets in them motherfuckers.
That's
too.
all I had. I couldn't find my 150s.
That's all we could find at as far as ammo.
Yeah.
Where at?
Molly's.
Yeah, Molly's. I mean, when we were looking, I haven't been back out to look because the 180s, honestly, they shoot great, dude. Like, we shot it. We went to the range. I shot like one round at 50 yards and hit a twig the size of a fucking. It was thinner than a dime. Shot that first try, and then 100 yards, just as fucking accurate. I mean, that thing's fucking on. It's money. So like
I just think it's too much bullet.
it is a lot of bullet for a whitetail. 180 grain 30-06 is too much. Like I'd much rather have 150s.
Yeah.
But
165.
You know that 180 works just fine. I've shot deer with 180s before.
Yeah.
I think that 6-pointer that wasn't a 6-pointer. That was a doe that I shot. You and me in the creek with my 30-06. I don't know if you remember that a couple years back. Mm-hmm. And I mean that worked like a charm. That doe dropped.
She tried to
I
get
shot
back
her
up.
and then tried to get back up.
I said, hit her again!
That's pretty much how he said it too.
He re-racked no. Cuckoo!
Goose.
She slid down the bank of the creek. She
nice.
gone.
I love it. I love it.
Nothing like a good old double tap.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love rifle season, man. I really do. Kevin, I got a question that I asked John and Jeremy last week. So, you hunt a lot of feeders, right?
Yes.
When you hunt your feeders, do you like to set up right over the feeder, or do you set up on travel corridors?
20 yards.
20 yards off the feeder.
Yep.
Now, how do you feel? Do you think setting up right over that corn like that they're a lot more skittish when they get there, as opposed to maybe trying to catch them on their way to the feeder?
My thing is I like put the stand up, mark out 20 yards with a rangefinder, and then put my corn pile, and then that's what my bow. That's everything I have set up for bow hunting.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with a rifle, if they're at 50 yards, I'm gonna let them fly before they even get to it. But I mean, everything I have is set up for bow.
Strictly for bow.
Yeah, every stand is bow ready.
How do you feel about them when they come up? Are because you run feeders a lot, do you feel like they're more skittish when they're sitting over corn when they get to the corn as to like not over the corn?
Nope. They're on their way there because they know that shit's there.
Yeah.
They know that it's there, and that's where they go every day. They know that it's there, and if you're lucky enough to be sitting there when they show up, it's game on.
What about bucks? Like, do you think that bucks are more apprehensive to come over the corn, or do you notice no difference?
The one I shot,
Or maybe does it depend on particular bucks? Like one buck might be perfectly fine with it, and another's skittish.
I was in the stand during the rut, and I killed that 9-pointer, and he had nothing to do with the corn. And then later that night, sitting on the other side of the property, you can hear the buck grunting, and you hear him come up, and there was 2 does standing there at 20 yards. He looked over at them, grunted a little bit, turned his head sideways, and started eating right out of the feeder.
No shit.
He didn't even care that they were there. Turned
No
his head
shit.
sideways and just went to eating corn.
That was another thing I found interesting is Buckland's, the deer processing place we were at tonight. They said we can tell you exactly when the rut starts every year.
Because of the neck?
Because of how many deer they start getting in
Yeah,
there.
that and they stink like piss.
Yeah.
You can smell them coming.
I mean, and they didn't tell us anything we didn't already know, but I thought that was really cool, like, for
When the rut starts with
for
all the
data.
Yeah.
Like, a deer butcher is probably one of the best hubs for collecting data for general deer movement and when they're harvested and all that stuff. Like, that is the perfect place to get this kind of information.
that or dead deer alongside the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
If you
my
travel,
main kill.
If you
Yeah.
travel for work, you'll either A, see them on the side of the road feeding, or B, dead along the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my main metric this season. All the dead deer I seen on the side of the road. So, rut's starting.
Yeah.
And it was dead on. But yeah, they said tonight that it's the same time every year, which we already knew. But
Yeah. It just confirmed what we already knew. And it for the wind, it made me more. Like, I know, you know, hunting in a high wind is not ideal. But, man, I didn't realize just how much it really affects deer movement. I mean, you can't argue with that. I mean, that's cold, hard data right there.
What was the wind tonight? 25 mile an hour wind?
I think it was actually lighter than this morning, though.
It was howling this
This
morning.
morning was
hammering.
Yeah. That's all, you're not seeing shit. But also then you've got to think back. Is like, all right, is that because hunters go out less?
They said that too.
You know what I mean?
They said it was cold, it was windy. Maybe there weren't a lot of people out.
Yeah. But I mean, we were out, and I gotta tell you,
I'm just hard-headed on the whole subject, though, that this deer doesn't have to come out of a fucking house. It's windy.
nowhere out of where it's at.
You know, yeah. I mean, they're out there every day.
Yeah.
So
But like you said, I mean, as far as them feeling safe while they move, with everything moving around in the wind and then their scent being fucked up, it's definitely got to play.
that's why
a role.
hunting the field edge tonight was
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's you don't go as extreme as not hunting on extremely windy days. You just change your strategy.
play the wind.
Did you guys see that shit up in? I can't remember even where it was at. It was like, I think it might have been Massachusetts or something, where some crop chemical that they were putting out was fucking up the deer.
No.
Ah, man, I wish I could remember this. And I looked and I was trying to remember if I had it in my notes and I didn't, but it was like PFAS or some shit. And they were telling people not to eat the deer because of this chemical that was being sprayed.
Good God.
Damn.
Some more fucking propaganda from the government.
Yeah, I was like, get fucked. I'm eating that fucking deer.
That's what they're saying. Oh, deer could have COVID.
Oh my God.
What
go.
state? Who the fuck sent us that shit? Was
I
it Sam?
did.
Or you
I
sent
did.
it.
Wisconsin, they're telling you if you shoot a deer and you go to field dress it, make sure you wear a mask.
Get fucked.
Don't fuck around in Wisconsin. You get your shit kicked in.
You ain't kidding. The wrong state.
Fuck around
Those
and find out.
motherfuckers, corn-fed motherfuckers. The deer just ain't corn-fed.
Yeah.
Them
Murder
motherfuckers-
some kid with an AR in the
Yeah.
streets.
Fuck around and find out.
cheese curds and Miller Lights, baby.
Hell yeah.
Good for him.
Wrong state.
Yeah, dude, Wisconsin's one of the biggest fucking deer hunting states in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of deer hunters out there, dude.
A lot of corn.
Yeah, and that's why that kid Rittenhouse, Kyle Rittenhouse, that he was able to carry that AR because they have an open carry on
God, I want
rifles
to
there.
fucking move there. Oh my God, sign me up.
Well, it's an open carry on rifles only.
Yeah, long rifles.
And
Yeah.
they're saying that's probably related to hunting because Wisconsin, hunting's a huge thing in Wisconsin. It's like a way of life out there. I mean, that's a lot of the Midwest is like that. Like that's culture. Like kids aren't fucking going to school on opening day. You know what I mean? I think Joe Rogan was talking about on his
School's
podcast.
probably closed on hunting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it
like,
is.
It's just out there.
Shut
It's
that
a
fucking
way of life, man. And
Pennsylvania's like that.
Pennsylvania's like that too. Yeah, I know. I wish Maryland's like that. For my kids, if you guys want to go hunting, you don't have to go to school.
I was so envious when I was younger and it was opening day of rifle. I was so pissed off I was still fucking in school.
Your dad wouldn't let you stay home?
Well, I mean, around here it's always Saturday, but
yeah.
like up there, it's I guess it's during the week and they
I
close
gotcha.
school down.
I think
was like, fuck
PA's
y'all.
their opening day's like a Monday or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's crazy. Theirs is. I think their rifles already had came and gone. Their starts before ours.
I thought it was the Monday after. For
Could
some
be.
stupid
I don't
reason.
know. I know we seen a lot of
I could
out
be
of state
wrong.
tags this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delaware, PA.
Yeah.
What down there at Millington?
Yeah. More PA. A lot of Delaware, but more PA.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them PA guys. You got a lot of Amish that come down there and do drives. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Talking
No.
about that.
Cocksuckers.
How do you feel about the Amish, Kevin?
I like the Amish.
Great hunters, ain't they?
Great processors.
Yeah, they can process the
Yes.
shit out of some deer meat.
And
I'll tell you.
it's pretty fucking impressive. The Amish have got their shit together.
No, they're
I never dealt much with them hunting.
Ugh, don't. You don't want to.
that's we haven't had great luck with them. I mean, they've been just I hate to bust on them as much as we do, but
They won't listen to
it
this.
is what it is.
Yeah, right. There's a little,
Power, motherfucker!
there's a little Amish kid with a transistor radio in a cornfield listening to us right now. Why do they hate me so much?
Jedediah, get the fucking generator!
Fucking Lebanon Levi is gonna come down here with his fucking AR-15.
Got their mule running on a fucking treadmill, firing up their fucking podcast app.
Oh man, what a way to live.
I think we.
Why-
No, go ahead.
If you went on Rumspringer, and if you're
Why would you
listening,
ever
you
go
don't
back?
know, Rumspringer is where I think they do it when they're like 18.
Yeah, they just go wild.
They let the Amish kids basically have like a week or two to go experience the real world, and they can either come back or they can't. But if you don't come back, you're ostracized. Like I just feel like, I mean, I get it, family and everything like that, but you see these people like driving in cars and they're flying in planes and they got fucking strip clubs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like
Zippers.
Drills.
yeah, power drills, fucking air hammers, pneumatic tools, like all that. And you go do that for a week or two, and oh man, I'd be real hard pressed to want to go back to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we scared an Amish kid yesterday on the way out, or I did.
Oh, yeah. That Stuttering Stanley.
There was a little Amish kid walking through the woods. There was a little Amish kid walking through the fucking woods with a recurve.
Oh
And
no,
I was like,
shit.
you know, Mr. Antisocial over here. I stopped and started talking to
I
the
said,
kid.
no, that's fucking.
And I was like, stop. Let me talk to the little Amish kid with the recurve. Leave me alone. So
These are my people.
I was like, yeah, these are my fucking people. Fuck off. And I was like,
Hey, guy.
and I got, he's probably, what, 18?
Oh, yeah.
A young
kid, huh?
Young kid with a recurve. And I was like, man, you have any luck with that thing? He said he could afford deer with it.
Well, this is what he said. He said, in the past 3 years, he said, in the past 3 years.
I scared the fuck out of him. I was cursing and
I've
shit.
killed 4 deer with it.
Poor guy.
That's what he said.
I scared him. It wasn't his fault. That was my fault.
He said, I'm out here fucking knocking them down, bitch.
And I was like, you listen to podcasts, man? Wrong question.
He said, yeah.
What's that?
He said, yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Did he really? So he was just telling you what you wanted to hear.
Like, leave me
We thought we
alone.
were going to take him in the woods and take advantage of him.
Yeah. He thought you were gonna
Yeah,
rape
rape
him.
us all.
I was gonna.
John was thinking real hard.
John was like,
The sun glistening off his
John
beard.
was like, look at that baby face.
He's like, yeah, I killed 4 deer in the past 3 years.
He's getting after it. Let him go.
4 deers in 3 years. He's done better than you, bro.
Yeah, he has.
He's out shoot button bucks.
We got ready to leave.
Draw the line at that.
we got ready to leave. I picked my bow. I was like, I'll stick with this.
Yeah,
Roll
I
over.
said that to him, the kid.
Fuck him.
He was like, I'll stick to my fucking helix.
I wonder, they use compound bows, though. I was about to wonder that, but I've seen them with them.
I think crossbows as well.
Yeah, they use them.
Anyway, super nice kid.
Fuck that guy. He's listening right now.
Yeah, come on. Cut the kid some slack.
No, I'm sorry.
No, he's not. Lies.
John was like, get fucked, kid.
What a way to live. I can't do it.
Fuck that.
They smell like fucking unwiped assholes. No disrespect.
Here we go.
No disrespect. Make a
I'm
good
the bad
pie. Yeah, they make a good pie. They make a good pie.
Make a wicked pie.
They make a wicked shoe fly pie.
They're baked goods.
And they butcher
Pretty
deer
good.
apparently very well. So
Yeah.
no disrespect, but they smell like dirty
Thank you
dicks.
for deer processing and what's them little fucking pies? Whoopie pie?
Yeah, whoopie
come
pie.
get you some.
Hey,
Shout out. I'll be up there in 2 weeks.
You may smell like an armpit, but you make a good whoopie pie.
Smell like 8 cans of shark shit, but goddamn, your pies are good.
No disrespect.
We've bashed the Amish so much.
I know you did.
Poor guys.
It's the only race we can get away with bashing so hard
Yeah,
because
that's
they're not
true.
They're our same
not-
color.
Yeah. Well, that. But also they can't listen to anything we say.
That's true.
Yeah. But seriously, as a whole, they can. I mean, they're really
Super
nice.
nice.
people.
Super nice.
They can get fucked.
Thank you.
No
They
disrespect.
wouldn't love me anyway, all tattooed up. I'd be like the devil.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're the
Quince
fucking.
Ocho. Just refer to me as white devil.
Yeah, you're the.
Look, man, the only Dutch I know is a rudder, honey. Come on over.
I tried to get one of them the other day. It didn't fucking work out. I thought it was a fucking great idea. I was trying to sell that motherfucker. I'm telling you. I'll sell like Billy Mays. I was like, yo, for
Billy
$3.99, how about a Dutch rudder? It didn't happen.
And for $3.99.
Act now.
And some free OxyClean. Act now. Fucking Amish. They're slaying deer on their properties. You know
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I don't get. If they own farms, why the fuck do they come down to Maryland and go to public land?
Why not?
I guess.
Yeah, all the land that they own, you gotta wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, and they come down here in force. I'm talking about they will come down opening fucking weekend and do deer drives in fucking bow season.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Hey, fucking Davy Crockett.
yeah.
What the fuck, Chuck?
They'll do it on public land up here in Fair Hill area. I can't remember what area it was. The guy was telling me about it. He said they'll show up in a goddamn bus. And they'll get out of the bus, and they'll have guys just sitting with crossbows at one end, and the other dudes will just walk.
Imagine the stink on that bus.
Oh, fuck.
You have to burn that thing.
You couldn't pay me to ride in that bus.
If they got cash, I'd drive that motherfucker. I ain't even scared.
Get his head out the window.
Yeah.
Smoking,
No shame in my
smoking a
game.
Newport.
Jesus Christ. He's fucking chain smoking.
You guys smell like shit.
It smells like hot spit here.
Oh, fuck.
All right, we got to get an Amish guest on.
Yeah,
be a good
we
pie.
need to get an Amish
That'd be
guy.
a good
He
pie.
said a
No.
hard
An Amish hunter?
Not in my
Yeah.
motherfucking house. We're going to them.
Yeah, all
Going to them.
We'll do a podcast in the fucking driveway.
I need my generator in the back of my truck.
Yeah, they're churning butter and fucking milking cows and
Fucking Jebediah.
Aye.
Dude, I got
Sweet corn.
I got my buck back, by the way.
Goddamn
yeah.
it. Go get mine.
Dude, he's fucking beautiful. His nose is wicked crooked, man. Wicked crooked. I mean, it's crooked.
Got some character
I
on
heard
him.
you had the light shining on it and shit too.
Oh yeah, I set up. I put him in my house to where I got a lamp right underneath of him. So when I walk in my house and I'm like, Alexa, lights on, whore, and it fucking lights him up. It looks awesome. Couldn't be happier with the mount. Shout out to John Mayer and Monster Taxidermy.
Great guy.
Great guy. He had that thing done in 2 weeks. He was like, dude, I was excited to do it because of his nose. He was like, I wanted to do that thing first. He was like, I got right on it. He said he's never seen another deer like it.
Really?
Yeah, I posted it on the podcast story.
Oh, he said the same thing about every deer I took to him.
Huh.
I'm just kidding.
That motherfucker.
They look queer.
He said he's never seen another deer with a nose like that.
That's the nicest motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
Dude, salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Great fucking guy. Not Amish.
Not Amish.
Neon white.
Neon white. But he fucking... He said he's never seen one like, and I was like, "What do you think? It was hit by a car?" And he said, "Honestly, I don't." He's like, "There's no like stress fractures or nothing in it to make me think it was hit by a car." So I thought that was odd, but
That guy's seen more death than the fucking Grim Reaper.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, he's a fucking mortician.
Yeah.
So but at the same time, the buck had like a
His
fucked up shoulder.
Yeah.
So, but maybe that shoulder was a shot that he survived from a bow. And then the nose, he was born like that. I don't know. Or maybe he got hit by a car and he's wrong. Hard to say.
I think he got struck by a car.
I do too. If I had to bet one way or the other. But at the same time, like Kevin said, I mean, this guy's seen more deer heads, carcasses, than any of us will ever see in our lifetime.
And I'm probably a year.
And I'm
he's
sure
saying-
and I'm sure he's seen deer hit by cars before.
And he's saying his nose was never broke.
Yeah, but what if it happened like 2 years ago? Would there be stress fractures? I guess he would know.
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. I kind of default to his knowledge. Like, wouldn't he know?
With the hide gone, they'd be able to see where it was broke before, though.
But his nose was like jacked up.
Yeah.
It
Maybe
didn't
he had
look.
a little booger sugar problem. I don't know.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe
That
he
was
liked a
dope
little
scope.
bit of
I don't
the
Good thing you
cheats
got
get
him.
the yayo.
Good thing you got him when you did. And
Peruvian marching powder. You never
fentanyl,
know.
man.
That fentanyl gets you. Yeah.
Get you every time.
Putting that in that fucking cocaine now, dude. Be careful. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was perplexing to me. I'd love to know exactly what it was. I probably never will, but he's just turned out awesome.
Unique deer.
Yeah, very cool. I'm pumped, and yours will be done soon, or it might already be done.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him yet.
Well, he told me to tell you.
Okay. I got to get with my financial advisor. And then make sure we can... Didn't have to give up some hand jobs or anything for you. My hands are a little rough, buddy. Can we wait till February?
You decided your amount with yours?
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier with the Euro. Honestly, and he even told me, he said you wouldn't have seen that with the traditional mount, with a shoulder mount.
Okay.
He said, I'm glad you went with the Euro.
Yeah.
And I am too.
I want to know how he gets them like neon white.
Bleach.
It's got to be more than just regular bleach, though. It's got to
And
be.
so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I had mine back in 2 weeks.
I don't know.
Is that? I bet it's on YouTube. That somebody's got it on YouTube on how to.
I've heard it
Euro
was
your own
like
deer.
women's bleach for their hair or something.
Oh
Yeah.
and I heard it was like porn stars. They bleach their assholes. Same thing. Same thing, right? It's the same thing,
It's the
right?
same thing on my deer shoes on your head.
Well, we got a good title for this podcast.
I know it, girl.
Amish bleached assholes.
Yeah, the video I seen it, motherfucker was boiling it in that in the hair shit. Like it's like part hydrogen peroxide or
Some
some
air.
shit. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. That's what I used to shave with in prison.
What?
Shaving your face with nair.
Yeah. It was better than those fucking single blade Bic razors they give.
It's there, so he had some curb appeal.
Yeah. It would burn the fuck out of your face.
Shit stinks too, doesn't it?
Oh, it smells terrible. It smells like shit.
That's exactly what I want on my face.
Yeah. It's fucking absolutely terrible.
Oh god.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean,
You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean,
Hairs on my dick don't react very good.
it burns them right off.
Burns them.
Cauterizes them.
Closes them right up.
Can't hide money, and I guess you can't hide herpes either.
No?
there's a few things you can't hide. Well, I guess we all got buck tags left, huh? You got buck tags left, right?
Yep.
You got two?
Yep.
2.
Runsky?
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Runsky, we're gonna get you, dear. We're gonna get you.
Yeah, me and Seth were talking.
We got a special plan put together.
Next weekend.
Next weekend, we're pulling out
We going
all
where-
of our resources.
we going where I think
we're
we're
going
going?
to Area 50.
Area 50.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
We're gonna
time.
park.
It's time.
We're gonna drag a fucking giraffe out of there, dude.
It's time.
Dead.
You should have posed for that motherfucker.
Hey, what? Hey, Kevin, why you got 2 knives on?
Why not?
Remember the last podcast when I got in a fucking fight?
Oh, yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta
I
be
forgot
double
about
wielding, son.
that. Yeah.
You never fucking. Jesus Christ! I thought
That's a factor.
I'd have a fucking beer assistant.
Better be throwing tips out.
Yes, right.
I fucking dance for dollars. It's getting rough. I got 1 fucking crossbow bolt left.
Damn.
No fucking broadhead.
Dude, they're
My
right.
broadhead.
Are
used
those?
hers. I killed one
Wednesday.
whenever. Shut up, Steve.
You killed one with your
With Area 51.
wife's.
Yes, I pulled the broadhead off of one of her bolts.
Is that a knife that one guy made?
No, that's
No.
Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation knife. This is nice.
that's a present from my pops.
I like that. That's a nice knife. It's sharp too. And then the buck knife, a classic. Oh yeah. See, I really like. These are both really nice. Very sharp too.
That thing is certified virgin till we leave here.
Okay. You didn't even got them, Does?
No.
No.
So you gotta get your priorities right, son.
Yeah, I hear you. That's a nice knife. That's very sharp. I like the gut hook though. I'm a big fan of the gut hook. I mean, it's not like you need it, but it is nice.
You gotta use the 2 fingers in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on who brings a deer over. It looks like Rambo got a hold of it.
Dude, I was talking to. Man, I can't. I fucked it up.
What?
I was talking to Ryan while he was butchering his deer.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan, shout out, congratulations.
Should we,
man.
should we mark
Hold
him
on,
up?
he's not on.
Nah, we're not gonna mark him up. We'll wait till he comes on because he's gonna be up in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
The old Hyman smash.
The old Hyman Smasher. He's on the board, but we'll let him.
Is that a 3?
We'll let him tell a story.
We'll tell you
let
all
him tell
fair.
a story. Yeah, we'll tell you all about it. But he
Better
got.
put in work, son.
Oh yeah.
Start hitting him with your truck.
I'm gonna pay for a fucking guided hunt in fucking PA next
You
week.
better buy you a brush guard for that fucking rig out there. Start mowing him down.
But he called me when he was butchering it or gutting it because this is the first one he's done. Last year I was with him, so I kind of like walked him through it.
Yeah, I like beginner. Yeah, I love it. God,
Yeah.
love it.
And he was having a hard time with it, and it just made me think back. Not like a terrible hard time. He got it. He did it just fine. But with the esophagus on getting it out of there and getting his hand up in there and finding it and stuff. And like I guess
Gotta
you
go
do
in
it.
deep.
You do it so many times, you just forget how like hard that is to do on your own with zero knowledge or experience the first time. And I'm like, look, man, I'm telling him, like, look, you just reach all the way up in there as far as you can. And I told him to chop the like clavicle up as far as you could so he can reach in further. And I was like, when you find the esophagus, it's like almost attached to the spine. You find it, and then with the other hand, you just fucking slice it, or do what John does. He goes in with one hand and does like fucking windmills.
Fucking just helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's
Yeah,
like 5 different slices in it.
Yeah.
Just give it a yank.
And just
Yeah, I'm a big helicopter mover.
You do that too?
Yeah, I like that. Well, yeah.
I don't want to cut my finger off.
yeah, and I damn near cut my thumb off this year.
Exactly.
So I might try that on the next one. But as I was telling him, I was like, dude, don't be gentle with it. When you get that esophagus separated from the top, you grab that thing and you rip that fucking thing out of there. Yeah, but he got it.
I still remember the first deer you gutted by yourself. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
It was at Area 51.
I think I called you.
You called me, and I came up there, and I said, God damn, the lungs and the heart are still in this motherfucker.
I just took his stomach and his intestines out.
You're like, I didn't know, dude.
I had no idea what I'm doing, man.
I reach up in there with a knife and just finagle it all out. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so easy to fuck that up. It really is. I probably even left the asshole in too, didn't I?
Probably.
You
Yeah,
got to save that for later.
yeah. I was taking that home.
Alone time.
Yeah, I had that in my pocket.
Let's
Put it
get
in the
it on.
A little low lighted.
It's a microwave.
The light shining on your Euro mount.
I'll never forget that first deer, man. My first deer with a bow. I think John was the first person I called.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
And I was all shaking. I was like, dude, I fucking got one, John. I fucking got one, dude.
I was like, all right, calm down. I'll be right there.
Yeah, Johnny came over. He was like, fuck yeah, man. I was so fucking pumped, dude. I'll never forget that.
You were there for my first bow kill, too.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought him over.
Brought him to Johnny's.
Yeah.
That was doe or button buck?
Button buck.
35
My first bow
pounder.
kill. No, it was a nice sized button buck, dude.
Yeah.
They knocked the hide off of it and threw it right in the oven.
Oh yeah. That's dude. Same year, I killed one, and it was like that was the first deer that I killed that I shot. Well, the only I think ever that I shot, and I was like, when I got down on it, I walked down on it. It was like late summer, or maybe it was early fall. I don't know, but it didn't have spots until you got down on it, and you could see some like remnants of spots, like it was shedding.
You get that different angle.
Yeah, it was getting. It's like winter coat, and it still had fucking spots on
How
it. And I was
delicious
just
was
like,
that deer?
that thing was so small, dude.
Was it delicious?
Oh, it was fucking delicious.
Didn't we butcher that thing from a swing set?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we hung it from my buddy's swing set, and he walks outside. What the fuck are you guys doing? Like, oh, we won't be long, man. We won't be long.
I remember that. Oh, we're degenerates.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. But hey, that fucking thing was delicious.
Hell yeah.
When you're new and you're bow hunting, it can be really hard to tell the difference between a young doe and a fucking fawn.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But now I feel like it's fucking. I can tell from fucking forever
As soon
away.
as I spot that motherfucker, I'm like,
I know a
nah.
fawn immediately. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm over there.
Yeah. The deer I
I'm
saw.
gonna call you taters. Come here. If you're in my corner, you gotta go. Like, I don't discriminate.
Hell yeah. How many fawns you shot this year, Kevin?
Plead the fifth.
A couple.
Fucking a dozen.
Nah, a couple. Maybe 2. 3.
Well, when you're
Six.
not paying to get them butchered, it's like
Yeah.
I still like, but for the work, you're still doing almost as much work for a hell of a lot less meat.
But they don't take long.
Yeah.
They skin so easy.
Yeah.
Taking a sock off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's almost like veal, I guess, in that
Yeah,
way.
it's delicious.
It's so tender. They're all
See his
delicious.
mouth watering.
Corn fed.
I had somebody tell me today that they prefer beef over deer meat, and
Yeah.
I was a
Wasn't
little surprised.
Who was it?
A little
We
surprised.
won't.
They're gonna name it. Tell me off
Pay
air.
for that beef.
I'm not gonna say it was just a chick we were talking to who's a hunter, and look, I'm not saying like a beefsteak. I feel like okay, I get it. Yeah, deer steaks might not be as good, but they can rival them pretty damn close. Especially if you like
See the
if
price
you
of
take
a steak
like
lately?
I mean, them thick
Yeah.
sons of bitches you cut.
if you
Man,
take,
that look good.
if you take like a shitty beefsteak and a good deer steak, the deer steak smokes it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But if you take the best beefsteak and the best deer steak, yeah, the beefsteak is probably going to be a little better. But if you cook a deer steak well, man, I mean, it's fucking fantastic meat.
Well, how long do they let cows hang?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. And so if you
Without
let it
the hide.
Yeah.
without the hide,
Yep.
Fuck. You ever cape one of them things?
no.
What a pain in the nuts.
What, a cow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
What
it.
is that? The hide's just super tough?
Oh, it's a pain in the ass, and they're huge. It was a pain in the ass. I'll never do that again.
I got a question for you because I doubt they've done it. You ever tried dry aged or like aged deer meat? Is that a thing? Can you do that?
You can. You can
Oh, yeah,
do
I've been watching
anything.
fucking those guys, Bearded Butcher. You came over this it was yesterday, and I was watching them, and they're fucking impressive.
I was watching Meat Eater do that, and he was making like bear bacon.
Oh, okay. Bear bacon.
Yeah,
Maybe that
Get
apparently,
trichinosis
apparently,
if
yeah,
you-
apparently that dry age is the shit.
yeah. The guy on Facebook. I
What
know
is dry
does it.
aged?
You
They
let it.
Yeah,
sit.
you let it sit in like a controlled. I think it's like 80% humidity. I'm a
Humidity.
nerd. I'm such a nerd. It's like 80% humidity.
You
and
vacuum seal.
Yeah, you vacuum. It's like, or you can let if you have the luxury of having a controlled environment. You vacuum seal it if you don't have the controlled environment. If you have a controlled environment, it's like 75% to like 80% humidity, and the temperature they keep it's like I think from like 35 degrees, like 41 degrees, somewhere in there. If you have a butcher shop
with 85% humidity.
But you do it you dry.
It's not real dry.
No, it's just called that.
Yeah.
But and there's also wet aging too, which may be I can't remember which is which.
I prefer wet over dry.
But anyway, they say fucking aged meat's the fucking shit.
Yeah.
Might be
Till
something
they
worth
get to
trying.
40
You got a
or
fuck
so.
ton of deer meat. Try it out.
Then you don't have much of a choice.
Yeah.
I
say if you
guess
age
you
meat,
could,
yeah,
you
they
could
say-
replicate that, like you were saying with
I've left
the
deer
vacuum
hang
seal.
for 12 days.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
the and it's
As long as you got the
best.
right, as long as you
Yeah.
got the fucking right environment for it, fucking
I got that motherfucker on lockdown.
yeah, let her fucking hang.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
got
the doe I shot, we let that thing hang for like 10 days.
I've seen them actually start to mold inside.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the good shit.
Yeah.
You cut
That's
the
what
fucking mold off and get to the
That's what you want to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bigger the deer, the longer you want to let them hang.
Yeah. It makes them. It makes a fucking difference.
Yes.
It really does.
I've butchered deer and gave them to people and gave them the ruddiest, nastiest buck, and they thought that was the best deer that they ever ate, and they're like, had no idea, no
Yeah.
clue that was a nasty rotten buck.
Well, John, you said your favorite ever was the one you let hang for 2 weeks.
Yeah, my biggest deer ever was the favorite deer I've ever ate
Hell yeah.
because I let him hang for 10 days.
Yep, that's where it's at.
Yep.
Fucking A. It's delicious.
and your butchers.
On the
you-
backstrap
It pays
right now.
for itself.
yeah, and your
you know?
yeah. Oh yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, especially as many deer as you kill.
Yeah, I can't afford
Fuck,
to
if
spend
you were paying,
No.
if you were paying a butcher bill, you'd be fucking more broke
Yeah.
than fucking.
It'd be cheaper.
Anything.
Yeah, you could fly to Florida a couple times for the price you pay the butcher.
Figure last year I spent $850 on that shit.
Yeah,
And
and those
you
are all
fucking-
basic cuts.
And you got it down to us. You're doing it the way you want it.
Yeah.
There's no fucking.
You don't. When I got a good knife in my hand, you don't want to be in this radius. You get fucked
No,
up
I think
you
that's
should see him.
fucking.
He's like Miyamoto fucking Musashi.
Well, I think that's fucking
like
awesome.
A
You
samurai.
don't want to. I just kind of stay in my corner and everybody leaves me alone.
Yeah, well, you know how you want it. And you're getting
Watch
what
out.
you're getting what you want every time.
Yeah, that and it. You know, it's your
Yeah,
whatever you put in there, you're pulling.
Is what
out.
you're getting.
Yep.
well, we've
Yeah.
heard horror stories about that too.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Like I gave my dog like the one I came over and butchered at your place. Gave him a rib. I gave him a leg. Like that stuff that you could probably. I'm sure you could ask your butcher for it, but it's so much easier when you're doing it yourself to grab stuff like that and do different things with the meat that you wouldn't.
I couldn't imagine being a butcher. What do you do with all that shit? Everything
don't
that's
know.
left over.
That's a good question.
You know what I
Like
mean?
the hide and everything? Or?
Yeah.
We'll have to
Or a
ask. What do they do with
taxidermist.
all that?
Or
The
a
hide,
taxidermist.
you're not throwing away hides. They're selling the fucking hides.
You think so?
If you're
Yeah.
you could sell the capes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that'd be the biggest waste ever.
but goddamn, you could only need so many.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? They might have.
I wonder. I'd never really
Well,
thought about it. Like,
where-
what do they do with all
you got
those
you got four
carcasses?
legs. 4 legs off of each one.
Yeah.
The hide. And then most of the time, the head.
Ribs.
Well, we're doing a fucking podcast at Buckland's tomorrow. Let's fucking ask.
Yeah, we'll ask them. Stay tuned. We'll let you know.
He'll be like, no, we don't talk about that.
Yeah. Cut the mic off. Cut the mic off.
Yeah, I'm now. I gotta know. I gotta know now.
Yeah,
well, I got a lot of questions.
Hope so.
Be
Yeah,
a
I do.
cool thing to get hooked up with them and take all that shit and make a mound out of it and kill the hell out of coyotes on it.
Oh my
Hell
god.
yeah. Like fucking make a mound like fucking Genghis Khan used to do. Just a mound of deer skulls. Fuck yeah. Well, gentlemen, you guys got anything else?
No.
We gotta do this one more time this weekend. I hope so. I hope tomorrow we can get to do this shit over at the butcher shop. That'd be sick.
This
Hopefully
was
the weather's a
the
little better.
worst opening day of firearm season.
Yeah, I know.
Ever.
What a shame.
Yeah, well, go fuck yourself. How about that?
Welcome to Compton, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's why Kevin's not on the board over here.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be fair.
The land of yeeting jeeps and beating cheeks.
Fucking hey, at least
You don't want
somebody.
me on the board. That motherfucker.
Yeah,
We'd run out of
there's not
space.
enough room.
Horrible.
We'd run out of
Well, the fucking
space.
DNR would be sitting out the door. They'd be like,
Binoculars.
You're marking more fucking tallies. Oh god.
He's got 10 deer and motherfucker's been arrested 5 times.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
That's a lie. Don't.
It's a satire. It's satire. It's all jokes.
Satire, yeah. Well, we will hopefully we'll get this out tonight or tomorrow, and we'll have another one recorded live for you motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers.
Appreciate y'all. Keep Keep tuning in. We'll see y'all shortly. Bye.
Bye-bye.